Hi everyone, my name is Angelina Penkova from Aecospace, and I'm proud to be one of your hosts for today's webinar dedicated to designing your workflow in the best possible way so you can ensure collaboration is taking place not only throughout the design phase but also throughout the execution phase. I'd like to introduce you also Borislav, who's on our call. He's a product manager for Bluebeam at Nemetschek, and he'll be the one doing the demo for today's session. I'd like to just give it a few more seconds for everybody to be able to join, and we'll start today's sessions. Thanks for your patience. Okay, so we're almost 2 minutes into the webinar, so I think we can start. Uh, yeah. So hi and welcome everyone. We're thrilled to have you with us today for a session that we believe is all about transforming how you work from design to collaboration, from design with SketchUp to collaboration with Bluebeam. These are two of the industry's most favorite tools. But before we dive into the session and the good stuff that Borislav is about to share with you, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our team at Ecospace who sent you the invitation for today's webinar. Ecospace is a company that is an exclusive distributor for a lot of the softwares that you guys use on a daily basis for architectural planning, for interior design. We are proud partners for leading software like SketchUp, Bluebeam, and V-Ray. But we don't just sell licenses, we also support, we train, and we also empower professionals like you across the full spectrum of architecture, engineering, construction, and operations industry. And that's how our name came to being, Ecospace. And today's session is the perfect example of how we help professionals like you guys connect the dots between powerful tools. It's about combining the powers of SketchUp and Bluebeam. I'm going to leave the demo to Bobby, but just wanted to mention briefly how SketchUp and Bluebeam can work together. It all starts with SketchUp, which is your go-to 3D modeling tool. And once your design is ready and you use it to sell your design, to communicate it to the client, to visualize what you plan to do, then it's time to move from the creative space and to enter the real world of documentation and collaboration and review. And that's where Bluebeam comes in. It through the SketchUp layout feature, which is integrated in SketchUp Pro and SketchUp Studio, you can export your work into a 2D documentation, 2D PDF, and then move it to the Bluebeam environment where you can do precise markups, take measurements, also assign tasks, and collaborate with everybody who's working on the project with you. So it's a great tool for both architects and interior designers that need to collaborate with construction professionals and all kinds of people that are working on the project implementation phase. So I'd like to think of it basically as taking your design from the drawing board straight into a virtual construction meeting in a way. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. And our webinar is going to be approximately 45 minutes together with the Q&A. Borislav will share a little bit of information about Bluebeam. He's also going to show you a practical demo of how he takes 2D documentation from SketchUp layout and moves it into Bluebeam and then works in Bluebeam from there on. and then he's going to take some of your questions about Bluebeam. Today, we're not going to talk that much about SketchUp because we assume that most of you are already users of SketchUp. But, Bobby, if you can move to the next slide, please. If you're interested in learning more about SketchUp layout, which is the tool we are using to move between the 3D model and the Bluebeam environment, feel free to go to our webpage, trainings.aeco.space. There is a very comprehensive online training, which is a 3-hour course on using SketchUp layout. And for everybody who's on today's webinar and who is also going to review the recording, we're giving away a 1-month free access to that training. If you write us an email to marketing@aeco.space, we'll be sure to send you this free training so you can confidently export your 3D model into a 2D documentation and then move to Bluebeam. So without further ado, I'd like to present to you Borislav. He's going to talk to you about Bluebeam. He's going to show you Bluebeam and how it works. And at the end of the session, he's going to answer your questions related to Bluebeam. So don't forget, it's a session related to how Bluebeam can support your already existing SketchUp workflow. If you have any questions related to SketchUp, we're happy to send you this free training. We're also happy to send you any kind of assets related to SketchUp that we have for free on our website. So feel free to write us an email. And if you want to ask Bobby a question, you can use the webinar opportunity for this. He's also sharing the screen now. So without further ado, I'm going to stop my camera. I'm going to stop talking and introduce to you Borislav. Take it from there, Bobby.
Hello to everyone. Thank you for the warm words, Angie. And let me present you myself. I am Borislav Georgiev, and I am product manager BIM products in Nemechek, Bulgaria. So I want to start with a brief statement from our clients why they use Bluebeam. Actually, they don't use Bluebeam because they need to. They use Bluebeam because Bluebeam is helping their everyday activities. So yeah. Here we can see some of our international clients. On the first row, we see very international big companies and municipalities in Europe and the US. On the second one, we see mostly clients from the Southeast Europe. Where the software is starting to be found and recognized of its power. Briefly for the software has more than 3 million subscribers, and the most impressive one is that 99% of the top US contractors are using Bluebeam. So everyone know these problems. Everyone see this in construction environment every day. Miscommunication between stakeholders. We always have this problem with communicating between engineers, architects, and contractors. We always see slow turnaround times and version controls error. We always see that on a plan on a drawing, there are some mistakes that in the reality couldn't not happen. We always see a repetitive manual and disjointed workflows where we need to repeat one task for 1,000 rooms or etc. So here is how the software will help you communicate clearly. It will help you by information-rich markups where you can comment directly on the PDF drawing, and you can communicate that in real time with all the stakeholders in the project. You can optimize your processes where you can make measurements and you can optimize how you present and see the drawings. So here I will start with our demo. Let me just change the screen that we have. Um, so we will start with a SketchUp model. Actually, that is not something new to you, I hope. This is just a regular um, 3D model in SketchUp where we have different rooms, we have different scenes, and we have made uh, all the drawing directly on the in SketchUp. To have this further with documenting the 2D plans and to use it as blueprints for our project, we need to send the SketchUp model to SketchUp layout. Let me change the program. SketchUp layout. This is the place or the environment where we can add very easily a lot of um, very easily to add a lot of annotation, a lot of markups and everything. Because we start in 3D models and then for every time we need to give to the municipalities and the authorities also the 2D model for the project that we are working on. Here you can find different for the drawings of the different for section, etc. I don't want to show you how to do it. You can learn more about that when you subscribe to our training on www.trainings.aeco.space, where every participant in this webinar has 1 month of free access to the course of layout. So when we have all the measurements, all the information that we want to add to our project, export this document as PDF. So we will give a name, say it where it will be saved, and press the save button. And we will open the PDF in Bluebeam. So this is how Bluebeam looks like. I will start with the navigation. Bluebeam is made up with the main idea to help all kind of specialists in the AEC industry to personalize and to work to do their work efficiently. So every one of these tools can be changed, hide, or moved to the other side. So not everyone will see the same projection. All these tools can be customized by the way you want to. And let's start with the real work. So how can actually Bluebeam help you with the project? Firstly, not always the architect or designers do all the measurements that we need. For example, here we see that the measurements of these windows is not made in our drawing. So how we can measure that? Uh, Without Bluebeam, we need to have the original program that the file is made of to add it and to measure it. There are some programs that are allowing to do this, but it's not so easy. Actually, Bluebeam can understand the scale of the project, and since these are vector, uh, sorry. Since these are vector files, we can calibrate very easily our project. Okay. So we know that from here to here are precisely 980 centimeters. So we set the scale to the program, apply scale. And now we can measure everything on our drawing. So before I start, I usually love to make control measurement to be sure that the scale is right. So we have, this one is approximately 80 centimeters. We can control how precise the measurement tool is. So if we want to don't have the numbers after the comma, we can make these settings. So we can start to make different measurements. Also, we see that the architects or the designer of this project didn't give us an information about the widths of the doors. So we can go and make measurements of the doors. The best thing is that everything that we're making is going to our markup list. The markup list is the very heart of the programs where we can see all the information that we made, all the work that we made on one place. All the columns here are very customizable and can be changed and to do different functionalities. Another thing for the measuring tool is that we can add different type of measuring. So I'll put here a number for the depth. This is the depth of the PDF document, and I will start to measure this room just to show you what kind of information we can add to the measurements. So here we see that it measured all the lengths of our room. But when we go to the properties, pardon, not properties, over here, when we go to the show what kind of information we want to have, we can say, give me the wall area. This is very useful when we need to calculate, for example, how much wall do we need to paint or to plaster or something like that. So we have the exact square meters. The best thing is that these square meters are directly integrated in our markup list. The other interesting thing is that we can, let me add it here, we can add this information directly into the Excel. So for example, we can start with this room to measure it. And since we added already the depth height, you can saw how it changed the numbers of a wall area. I have pre-configured this file, but it's very easy. You just need to make right clicks on the mouse button to create the connection and to choose what kind of information you want to add in this box. Of course, this box, we can use it and use it as a normal box in Excel, so we can have like some kind of measurements or estimating the cost or something like that. Let me go back to our Bluebeam file to see what happens here. So we saw the measurements tool. The other best thing of Bluebeam that is very useful and very powerful is the call-out functionality. We have different kind of call-outs, and here you can see in our tool chest that, for example, architects, contractors, and engineer have different core of it. This is just a way to use it more efficiently. It's not necessary to be like this. So I will choose to make a comment because I see that in our project here the designer left an empty opening in the door, and we would like to in not door, of course, in the into the wall, and we would like to have a door here. So we place the call out cloud, and we put here a door. What's the other interesting thing of this call out button? We can easily make some kind of status. We can change all these statuses in the settings to be accepted, rejected, cancelled, and completed. We can say checked, so we know that this work is done. We can answer to that to ask, for example, what kind of door do we want to put, with glass or without glass. And I will show you later when we speak about the studio session and everything. I will show you how you can share this comment only with the person who is responsible for this problem, not to everyone. That will help us later, you'll see, to have a better communication with all stakeholders on one place, not like in the moment we use different chat messaging apps, we use many emails and everything, so sometimes we can get lost in our communication. So after we have made some interesting measurements and some comments on our markup list, we can also generate a report of what we have done. If we make this button here, append and hyperlink to current PDF, the best thing is that the report that we are making will contain all our comments, and then we can just press the hyperlink and go to the exact spot on our document. Of course, this kind of reports we can make in comma separated value for sending to Excel as PDF summary, XML, and etc. to have a better connectivity with all kind of programs. So whether you need a quick report or a live data feed, Bluebeam gives you the flexibility to work the way you want to have the information that you need. I have briefly talked about the tool chest. The tool chest is highly customizable. Here we see the standard way how it looks, but because there are all kind of different specialists in the AC industry, you can change everything here to work seamlessly with your team. And now I will show you, for example, a profile that is made from for our one of our customers, where they make a lot of estimation of works and cost estimation. So they have asked us to make a profile that is using all their measurements that are pre-configured, so we can start to use them right away. And as you can see, the whole marketplace changed, because when we're making measurements, we need different kind of information. So we can easily set the information that we need to see it and to use it. And the best thing is that these profiles are very easily shared by your team. When you made the profile, you can send it to all your uh, stakeholders and colleagues and have it uh, working on the same environment. And here in you can see how much how different all the measurement tool and stuff are, and how the markup list change only by changing the profiles. I'll go to the regular profile just to go with our presentation. The other very helpful tool for the two chassis that we can make symbols. These symbols are pre-drawn symbols that we pre-draw and add to the tool chest very easily, so we can use it every day and everywhere that we need to. We have endless opportunity of that. We always, as a seller, we always says that Bluebeam is not a drawing tool, but we have many clients that, for example, one client from Dubai who was like, I don't care that Bluebeam is not drawing software, but I use it mostly for drawings because I have all my symbols predefined and just put them on the drawing board, and everything goes seamlessly. Now I would like to show you a very useful functionality. One is compare documents and overlay pages. Here we will choose what kind of documents we would like to compare. For that, I'll go to our standard documents. Mm, Open. And now I'll choose the other one that we want to compare. Let's say OK. And we see that Bluebeam is comparing our documents and is showing where exactly the difference in the drawings are. The both documents are connected together. So if you go from one document to the other document, is changing the zoom options on the both sides. So we can work very easily. And here you can see that the program just marked up all the difference that it see on the both documents. For example, on the 4.1 revision one, we don't have floor here, and here we do have floor. So here we have a lot of comments made of, so they are shown on the drawing. The other way that we can, don't save. The other way that we can compare documents is overlay. Overlay is add files. Again, we need to choose the files that we want to compare. Open. So, and I'll take out this. So, we choose another 2 or 3 or 5 plans that are put one on each other, and the difference are shown in the different colors. So I'll choose for this red. We can change how they are aligned. We can use the auto align. We can use the page align. Page align is aligning by the layout of the page, and we can align manually when the auto align function does not give us the way of the result that we want to have. So I think here they are aligned pretty well, And now we can see how it's showing us with blue the stuff that are coming from one of the files, and with red the stuff that are coming from the other file. And with black are the areas where the both files are the same. This is very helpful when we start to compare different revision in the files. When we start with working with the file, have a progress on the project, and we want to compare what kind of difference they are, how much work did we do with our project, etc. Of course, it's asking us, do you want to save it? And I'll say no. So now is the time to speak more about connectivity. I have mentioned already that we have some interesting way to share our project and our works with our clients, stakeholders, or colleagues. We have two kind of ways to way to share. One is the studio project. Studio project can be seen as your cloud-based file repository. Think of it as shared drive where your entire team can access the latest project documents anytime, anywhere. That means you can upload all kind of files in it. For example, we have one sample file here when we have a file that is not supported by Bluebeam. So you can add all the files. The best thing is that it can be saved on the Bluebeam cloud, where the files are saved in different places in the world. For example, the European clients, all the data is saved in Germany, so it stays in the European Union, and the information, the communication between the server and your machine is crypted, so the security is very high. Of course, if you want, you can make the setting to work with your cloud-based service provider as Google Drive or OneDrive or whatever you want and use, or to make it with your local server. The best thing is that the Bluebeam Cloud is saving all the versions of your file. So when you start working, you need to open the file and to say to the program, yeah, now I start to work on that file. You work on your file, and then you said to the program, yeah, I stop to work with that file, so it will save again a new copy, so you can go every time back to the version prior, or backwards or forwards. The other thing for sharing a file is when we share the PDF through the studio sessions. Studio sessions, we have a lot of opportunity to add people to the session and share our project. And I told you prior when we were talking about the um, about the comments that we're making on the drawing, that we can add somebody to this comment. Replace that. So when we add, let me see why I don't see my status auto. Honestly, I don't know why I don't see my share button right now, but you can make a job from your comments, because when we make a comments, for example, we want this room to be one room. Let's be a one room. So we can alert attendees. We choose uh, from our list of people that we invited. We can invite very easy people to our sessions where we just paste the emails to the people and share it. Of course, we can define what kind of access every person has in our session. So to control what kind of information they can change. The why I cannot alert attendee is because these are not made by me. So this is my way of access. Of course, here we see a very big work that is done on this project. And what I want to show you with the PDF summary, we already saw one such a report, is that in these reports, we not only have the information uh, about our project, but we see the replay of the comments that we have made. So we have these three type of construction for our file. And lastly, but not least, I want to show you our Bluebeam Cloud. The best in Bluebeam Cloud is that we can share our project with everyone. It's not necessary to have a full paid license to use it. Everyone can make a free registration in Bluebeam Cloud, and if somebody with license share a project or studio session, he will access the information that has in it. What we can do in Bluebeam Cloud, actually almost everything that we can do in Bluebeam, we can make it in the cloud. Here you can see that I have access to the same tool chest that we have on our Bluebeam uh, desktop version. We, of course, can make some kind of small changes on the drawing. We have a vector pen. We can add some text. We can have our callouts, different kind of clouds, plus and everything. And we still have the opportunity to give some kind of access. And of course, we have the markup list where we can communicate from the cloud. It's not necessary to be on the computer. It's necessary to be just a device that have some kind of access to internet and web browser. It has its own apps for Android and iOS devices, but it can be accessed also only through a web browser everywhere in the world. So yeah, it's telling me that I'm already in this session. Something that I forgot to show you is a very, very interesting functionality because when we start a project, here we have one family, middle big house. But actually, if we are working on a big building with several floors and everything, maybe we need to show all the doors and to make a shadow of all the doors that we want to show to the to purchase. Because this is very excessive work, we need to work a lot to go to all the pages, to look all the drawings, etc. we can make this rectangle to tell to the program what kind of information it should look. We we just can tell the program to start searching. And we see exactly all the doors that are looking the same on the whole drawing. Of course, we can play with refined colors and make a better settings to have even more result, to have even result that are not just right-handed doors. We can have also all kind of doors. It depends on the sensitivity of the settings that we have shown. And as you can see, all the doors are shown in all the pages. And what we can do with all that, we can add it as a measurement tool. Measurement tool, we can choose what kind of symbol we want to put, and all the doors that it found, it will be measured as a tool. And in our markup list, we will see the count measurements, how much door it found, and everything. So we can easily work with that information. And so let me go to the presentation because that was most of the demo that I wanted to show you. Uh, sure. Height. And where we can use Bluebeam. Bluebeam is used in the design phase in the project, where we need to communicate detailing drawings, to change them, to give new properties to the tools, to the drawing. To work with our engineers who are working on the pipes or HIVEC or something like that. We can use Bluebeam in pre-construction where we start to construct our before we start to construct our project to make takeoffs and estimation, to make documentation, on-site logistic also. If we have the plan of the site, we can put some kind of symbols for our stuff that we'll put on the project documentation and everything. In the construction, we can make very easily RFIs and submit those. We can change orders. We can make punch lists. We can make activities to customers or stakeholders, and everything. All that has comes in very good price because Bluebeam, the most broad version of Bluebeam costs less than a coffee in uh, in most of the markets actually. Less than the coffee per day in the most market. What is the difference between the versions? Of course, complete version, it has all the tools that we need to make a better work with Bluebeam, and basic, it has like much less functionality. What is the best? Most of our clients, they make a compilation between 2 or 3 type of licenses that they use. Mostly they buy few licenses which are complete for the administrator of the projects, for the project managers who will administrate all the access to the project and everything. And for the core user that will do most of the work, they buy mostly the core version. Bluebeam as a worldwide product, it has a great community and resources. Uh, it has a great community together with AECO. You can have the course and the training from AECO. Once again, you can find their course on www.trainings.aeco.space, where all the participants to our webinar has a 1 month free access to the training for SketchUp layout. Of course, you can receive free information in Bluebeam University, university.bluebeam.com, where you see different tutorials and courses and trainings for different kind of operators in EAC industry. And of course, our in-house support is here for you. So, what's next? Start to communicate it clearly, easily, on the same place, directly on the PDF document, because this will grow up your business. It will make it easily for you. Start to collaborate in real time. It's not necessary to travel thousands of kilometers. For example, if you are based in Athens and you have like a project in Thessaloniki, and you need to drive from Athens to Thessaloniki every week to see how much the project is going on and everything. Start to work with your tools. Exactly. Customize the Bluebeam the way you want it, the way it will work for you. Booster your productivity when you have automated processes. Stop to transfer data by hand, because this is very actually this is the place where most of the mistakes are made. And of course, start to optimize your processes. So here is the place where I ask my colleague to show me the questions and uh, so Uh, I don't see who made this comment, but how can I see all the measurement from for one room? Let's say I want to see all the sizes in the living room and separately all the sizes in the living room. Well, that's very good question. Actually, it depends on what kind of let me change just the screen that we are seeing so I can show you. It depends on what kind of document we have. For example, we didn't have here spaces, but here Bluebeam has this thing called spaces. On most CAD programs, also in layout, you can make spaces and to say this one is bedroom, this one is another bedroom, bath, lobby, etc. Let me show one such document that already has spaces. So here you can see that we have all the spaces pre-configured. If we have a project that is not with pre-configured spaces, of course, from here we can add spaces and we can start to add the spaces. When we have added the spaces, every measurements that we are doing on the project will be shown. Of course, it's asking us what kind of scale does it have. Will come in the markup list as a space. Let me see, where is the space? Here it is. So this is the way how we can see the different measurements for different rooms. So if you have other question, don't hesitate to put the question mark on your right side and to add your question. Of course, if you have other questions, we can you can add it and we will answer the question in the follow-up emails that will come. Another question: when I receive a comment, how do I respond? Well, in the marketplace, you have a reply button where we can. Yes, I'll go again to the our Bluebeam file. For example, to this measurement, we can say reply and to
Bobby, I'm sorry, you muted your microphone. Borislav, I think you muted your microphone.
why. Can you hear me right now?
Yes, yes, I think we
Okay.
missed like 30 seconds of your of your response.
Okay, from the measurements, I guess the reply button, we can reply to every kind of comments or markups that we have in our markup list. Another question is how to extract the doors from the wall measurements. Well, that's a good question. What we use with our clients is when we are adding minus measurements for the depth. For example, here when we have the spaces, here where we have the walls, we will make a measurement where the depth of the measurement is not 280 but minus 280. So when we make the measurements, it will take it off from the wall area because it's with a minus sign, and it will take it out from the space of wall areas of the space. So the next question, let me see. Next door. Are there different permission level for users in a project? For example, can I give different access to engineers and builders? Yes, they are. The administrator of the file can give different levels of access to the file. We can give the only to see. We can give access to manipulate the files and everything. So yes, we do. Yes, it is possible to manipulate, to control the access level of every participant in your studio session or studio project. Mhm. So let me go again to the screen, to the presentation. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining me and us today. I'd love to hear your Yeah. So to recap, Bluebeam isn't just a PDF viewer; it's a future platform for markups, measurements, task management, cooperation, and a lot more. With tools like markup list, tool charts, documents compare, Excel integration. It helps bridge the gap between design and execution. So if you have or need more information about Bluebeam, you can always contact our marketing team at Ecospace via the email or via their email and website. So thank you very much once again for your precious time.